Hey, what's up, YouTube? Just out here riding around today, taking advantage of a relatively nice day. It's kind of chilly out, kind of windy. I wanted to take this ride real quick, though, and talk about why I bought this 2018 Indian Scout Bobber. I bought this thing a little over a year ago. Got almost, let's see here, I've got 3,800 miles on it, almost 3,900. Absolutely love this bike. People ask me all the time, why did I choose this bike? So, I've had my motorcycle license since 2002. I've had several different kind of bikes. They've all been cruisers. I've never had a sport bike. So, when I was in the market for a new bike, I got to looking around at all the different bikes. I had it narrowed down to a few that I was really interested in and went, talked to the dealers and took test rides and stuff like that. So I really had it narrowed down to the Honda Fury, which is an awesome bike. I tell you, I was so close to buying that bike, and I'll tell you why I didn't here in a minute. And I had it narrowed down to also the Harley Sport Glide. Harley Sport Glide's a great bike, man. It was a lot of fun to ride. It was real comfortable. It's an all-around good bike. So then I ran across this Indian, and to be honest, Indian never even really crossed my mind when I was thinking about buying bikes. There's no Indian dealers really near me. I don't see their bikes a whole lot, so I didn't even really think about them. Until I was surfing the web one day and came across some pictures. Then I saw some pictures of the Indian Scout at first, and I thought, man, that's pretty good looking bike. Then I saw this Indian Scout Bobber, and I fell in love with it. I couldn't stop looking at it, and I ended up looking at YouTube and finding some people who actually had the Indian Scout Bobber, and was watching their videos of them riding it, watching their test ride videos and all that good stuff. So I decided, well, I got to check this bike out. So I found a dealer. They're about 60 miles from me, so not too bad. So I went out there and just wanted to look at the bike. It was February, it was cold. I just wanted to look at the bike in person. So I went out and looked at it, and I tell you, I couldn't walk away from it. I couldn't stop looking at it. I took it for a quick ride, and it was a lot of fun. So I ended up buying the bike that day. And one of the main reasons I bought it that day, honestly, was I had a really good saleswoman. She was awesome. She made me a good deal, got me a good trade-in on my Honda. I had a Honda Shadow American Classic Edition. Got me a good trade-in deal on that. It wasn't high pressure or anything like that. She just, was talking to me and asking questions. And I told her, I said, man, I'll buy this bike today, but I don't have any way to get my Honda up here for a trade-in. So she said, well, we'll deliver this Indian to you and pick up your Honda. And I said, no way. Sure enough, boom, I signed the papers. So before that happened, I actually was really, really close to buying the Honda Fury. I went to a couple different Honda dealers. There's Honda dealers everywhere. I went to a couple different dealers, was looking at the bike, took the bike for a couple test rides. Man, and I had sent some emails to the Honda dealers and was inquiring about the 2019 Furies. And not one of those dealers got back to me with a reply. And I was emailing them like straight up, hey, look, I'll buy this bike right now. I just want to know, do you have any in stock? Can I come and look at it? And this was probably 3 different dealers I emailed, and not a single one of them got back to me. It was really disappointing. I was really surprised about that. So ultimately, that's why I didn't buy that Honda. It was just poor sales. again, I'm totally happy that I got this Indian. I'd much rather have this Indian than a Honda anyways. You know, but like I said, the right salesperson could have sold me that Honda. And honestly, I'd be happy sitting on that Honda. It was a cool bike, but this Indian is a much better buy. So that takes me to the Harley. You know, the Harley dealer's actually, man, maybe 15 minutes from my house. They're awesome. The Harley dealer is great. The salespeople there are awesome. They were real cool showing me the bikes and let me test ride them. I didn't really want a Sportster just because everybody has a Sportster, and I kind of wanted something a little bit different. And I know a Sportster is kind of a blank canvas. You can take a Sportster and turn it into anything you want. But I'm not real creative, so it wouldn't have been a good thing for me. So I really wanted the Sport Glide. I really had it narrowed down to the Sport Glide and the Street Bob. Both of those bikes are awesome, but really what talked me out of those bikes was the price. I've always wanted to own a Harley. I hope to own a Harley one day, but I couldn't swing $21,000 for the Sport Glide. The Street Bob, I think, was right around 15 or 16. And plus you throw some accessories, exhaust, a seat, and all that stuff on it. You'd have been looking at almost 20 grand for that bike too. And I just couldn't do it. I was out the door on this Indian for about 13. I spent $600. Actually, no, it wasn't 600. It was about 400, I think, for these Bassani slip-ons that I put on here. I've upgraded the foot pegs and the shifter and brake. And that's all I've done to it, really. So, yeah, I got maybe 14,000, I guess, in this bike and all. I do want to upgrade the seat. Seat's pretty uncomfortable. I got a Corbin seat picked out that I want. Just got to get the cash to actually buy it. Watch out for that gravel there. I just got to get the cash together so I can buy that seat. Like I said, people ask me all the time why I bought this Indian. Honestly, it's so much fun to ride. You really have to get out and ride it yourself to experience it. I mean, if you're watching this video and you're thinking about buying an Indian, you've probably seen the reviews. People talk about the suspension being stiff and the stock seat being uncomfortable. Oops. Those videos are not wrong. Rear suspension is tight. Stock seat is uncomfortable, which is why I want to replace it with the Corbin. I actually would like to replace the rear suspension as well. They've got some cool ones out there that I think would make this ride a lot more comfortable. But then, you know, if a bike's uncomfortable to ride, why do you pick it? Why did you pick it? Why did you choose to buy this bike? And there's really a couple reasons. For one, when I park this bike, I always turn around and look back at it. And I believe, man, if you own a bike and you don't turn around and look at it when you walk away, you got the wrong bike. This bike is, in my opinion anyways, beautiful. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And I tell you, I fell in love with this bike when I first saw it. The bike sounds amazing once you get a pair of slip-ons on it, and it sounds awesome. And it's so powerful. This engine's so awesome. It's got so much torque. It's a lot of fun to ride, and I tell you, I smile the whole time I'm on it. Here I got almost 4,000 miles on this bike, and I swear I've smiled the entire time. I would say, man, if you're if you're in the market for a new motorcycle and you're doing like I did, which is search around on the internet and watch videos and trying to decide which bike you want, I'm not saying you have to buy an Indian. I mean, it's really up to you, but definitely give the Indian a look. Go and take a look at it. Take it for a ride. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's a ton of fun. It's a lot of fun to ride. It's a beautiful bike. Definitely worth a look. And I mean, for the price, it's a little bit more than a Sportster. And in my opinion, you get more bike than what you do in a Sportster. Now, a Sportster, you can kind of fix up and make whatever you want. And honestly, there's a pretty decent aftermarket for these Indians as well. Scout's a really popular bike. Pretty much anything that fits a Scout fits the bobber as well. My guide, I guess, if I've made a good purchase or not, you know, if I regret buying something or not, is, you know, hey, would you go out and buy this bike again, having ridden it? And that answer is absolutely 100% yes. I would totally go out and buy this bike again over any other bike I've ridden so far. I love this bike. If you're in the market, go check out Indian. They're a great bike. Runs a great 4,000 miles. I haven't had a single issue out of it. I think the service intervals are like every 10,000 miles, so you get your break-in period done after 500, you're good to go for a while. So anyways, YouTube, that's all for this video. My opinion on this Indian. I plan on doing a review later on once the weather gets nice and I can actually talk coherently. I'm not used to talking into this camera yet. It's still a bit weird for me. But I plan on doing a full review of this bike. Letting everybody know what I don't like, what I like, and blah, blah, blah. But this is just kind of a quick video on why I chose this bike. Hopefully I answered the question, and hopefully if anybody's thinking about going out and buying an Indian, maybe I'll help them out a little bit, I don't know. Anyways, until next time, everybody, stay safe. Thanks for riding along with me.